And your favourite is Loopy's Baby in a wide open market at $4. A quick look at this field. Number one is One More for Leo. Brett Drury and Cassie Martin combining here. Carry 58 with the claim. Midfield last start here at Kalgoorlie went 3 lengths behind Right to Silence. Back settled locally now with local trainer Brett Drury. A $10 chance. Has a good track record, the top weight. Number 2 is Captain Rogers for Ash Grace and Christo Sardelic, the first of Ash's runners engaged here in race 5. Finished 5th last start at the track when resuming, 3.5 lengths behind Hidden Ruby. Has won second up before Captain Rogers at $7.50. Number 3 is I Am King. Now with Gary Bowen, Rosie Marnie to claim the 2. 57 the weight. A former Ballantine trained horse. This Gelding's last start was in December when beaten a big margin at Belmont Park. There were obviously excuses here. Has had 5 starts at the track for a win and 4 minor placings. So it does like the surface here, I Am King. And could be a knockout chance at 23 to 1. Number 4 is Bell's Fantasy from the Josh Brown stable. Lisa Staples to ride. Had a good victory 2 starts ago and then backed that up with a 4th behind Hidden Ruby in stronger grade. Steps back up to the 1200 today. $7.50 about Bell's Fantasy. Number 5 is Kelly's Lisa Lou for Dave Smith and Austin Galati. Finished second at the track last start when steaming home behind Hidden Ruby. Was a nice run. $4.60 about the mare Kelly's Lisa Lou. Number 6 is another mare in the form of Loopy's Baby, having its first start for Peter Fernie. A former Fred Kersley trained galloper, Loopy's Baby. Its last start was in October, 4 lengths behind Budgeriggar. First up, good record, 2 goes for 2 minor placings. Loopy's Baby at $4.20 and favourite in a wide market. Number 7 is Talk About You for Helen Harding and Jess Gray. Last run, finished 6th behind Right to Silence. Would need to find a couple of lengths. Been up a while. $21 Talk About You. 8 is Witch Street, who dons the white cap of the 2 Grace runners. First up today is a former first up winner and a winner over this distance. Form last preparation was good. Gets a 3 kilo claim of Ava Caterino. Witch Street is at $5. Number 9 is Blitzen Babe of Pete Fernie and Jade McNaught. Start 4 today. Was a maiden winner 2 starts back. And then Excuses last start for Blitzen Babe. $7.50. And rounding out the field is Ebony's Ace for Paul Tapper and Christy Bennett. Coming off a last start 9th at Esperance on Cup Day. Beaten 7 lengths by Torpedo Man. His last victory was on Boxing Day. Ebony's Ace at 26 to 1 run. Runners are on the track now for the running of the Mr. Science Handicap, where Loopy's Baby is your $4 favourite, just ahead of Kelly's Lisa Lou at $4.40, $5.50 about Witch Street. They're on their way to the gates. This is race 5. It's coming up in 5 minutes' time. Okay, 90 seconds off here for the running of the Mr. Signs. Favoritism with Loopy's Baby. Slightly rolled into 390. And now back out to $4. Kelly's Leesaloo, $4.40. In fact, equal favourites now as the market updates, $4.20 apiece of Kelly's Leesaloo and Loopy's Baby. Then we get out to $6.50, about one more for Leo, who's had late specking. Witch Street, $6.50 likewise. So these runners coming forward now. One more for Leo, locked away with Ebony's Ace. Being led up towards the line now, Blitz'em Babe. For those interested in the footy, it's a 5-point game. 84, the Bombers to Collingwood, 79. So just a handful of runners to come forward. Loopy's Baby being led up towards the line. Still out is Bell's Fantasy with Captain Rogers and I Am King. Thanks, Alex. Yes. And a little bit like the football here. No, they can't decide who they want to send out favourite. Kelly's Leesaloo is now into favourite, 370 with fixed odds betting. $4 Loopy's Baby, so that's changed in the last minute or so as Captain Rogers goes forward. So we just await I Am King and also Bell's Fantasy to complete the line. Kelly's Leesaloo for Dave Smith. Your favourite. So I Am King will be the last one to come forward. Just working on I Am King, just touching upon its track record. 5 goes for 1 win and 4 minor placings, and it's a $41 chance I Am King. Formerly with Hayden Ballantyne, now with Gary Bowen locally. Of course, in those famous baby Paris silks. So I Am King, just giving barrier attendants somewhat of a headache behind the line here. They attempt to straighten him up here, and he's halfway in. Rosie Marnie in the saddle. 360 now, Kelly's Leesaloo, ahead of Loopy's Baby at 390. Good go, one more for Leo, 10s into 6s. Okay, we're set, 1,200 metres, stand by. We're set to go. Gates fly back from the 1,200. They're off in the Mr. Signs, and it was a pretty good line too. Bell's Fantasy restrained to the tail of the field. Likewise, with going back, Duke I Am with Kelly's Leesaloo rather. With early speed, it was Blitz'em Babe. Blitz'em Babe goes to the front and shows out by 3/4 of a length. Talk About You. Ebony's Ace settles down third, ahead of one more for Leo. They were followed by Witch Street, and then I Am King, who's midfield. Captain Rogers just behind it. Loopy's Baby doing additional work on the side. Bell's Fantasy and Kelly's Leesaloo. She's coiled up at the tail, 600 metres to run. Blitz'em Babe shows the way. Talk About You putting the pressure on around the outside. And then we had Ebony's Ace in between runners. One more for Leo. The outside of those, Witch Street, who's popped off heels. Then we had I Am King with Loopy's Baby. Midfield back then. Behind these, Captain Rogers. Kelly's Leesaloo starts to explode down the outside. And Bell's Fantasy last. It's Talk About You, who took over with 250 to run. One more for Leo. Here's Kelly's Leesaloo down the outside. From the tail, it's Kelly's Leesaloo who hit the lead. The inside, Talk About You, then one more for Leo. Loopy's Baby late, but Kelly's Leesaloo wins. Second in, Talk About You. Photo third. Either Loopy's Baby, one more for Leo, or the fast finishing Captain Rogers. They were followed in next of all by Witch Street, and then we had Blitz'em Babe well back, together with also Ebony's Ace, and a distant last was I Am King. Number 5, your winner. The money came for Kelly's Leesaloo late, and this 4-year-old mare has returned in a great fettle this time in, and as soft as you like down the outside, and let down with a perfect ride from Austin Galati to go on and win by a clear length. Number 5, your winner, Kelly's Leesaloo, defeating the 7, Talk About You, who's rebounded with a good performance today after slightly disappointing effort last start. One will get third, one more for Leo. Better run today. And the 6 will get fourth, Loopy's Baby, who was hitting the line strong late. 5, 7, 1 and 6, but it was Kelly's Lisa Lou who settled down at the tail and at the top of the straight was extricated to be the widest horse, and she has unleashed with a dazzling turn of foot to produce a very good sectional to go on and win by a clear length. That's her third win today at start 17. So still showing that she's a progressive type. Her last win was up at Leonora. They targeted a pretty easy race up there, and she was a 2-length winner on the dirt, and she's just come back to racing in fine form this time in. Kelly's Lisa Lou, your winner. 5, 7, 1 and 6 after the running of the Mr. Science Handicap. Well, Kelly's Lisa Lou for Dave Smith and Austin Galati by Universal Ruler from Kelly's Angel, owned by G. Carroll, G. Bailiff, Dave Smith, M. Donnell, Eliza Finger, Mrs. E. Carroll, Mrs. C. Bailiff, B. Kelly, and Jeff Hayes is your winner. Defeats the 7, Talk About You for Helen Harding and Jessica Gray by I'm All the Talk from Queen of the East, owned by Caitlin Harding. One gets third, one more for Leo, Brett Drury and Cassie Martin, and one to follow by Star Turn from Pietra, owned by Bob McPherson, Mrs. J. McPherson, Brian Pascoe, M. Byrne and E.J. Robinson. And fourth in was the 6, Loopy's Baby for Peter Fernie and Natasha Faithful. 5, 7, 1, 6. Race 6 comes up next, the Kalgoorlie RSL Handicap. It's the open event of the day. Some handy horses engaged here. The 4 gluten-free. Last year's Campbell Cup is your current Campbell Cup winner, I should say, is your current favourite at $2.50. That's coming up in 25 minutes' time.